Welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is building of the build of the month for March, I guess? No, April.
It's April.
Well, it's March, but we're building April. We got to figure out how to intro these.
We'll workshop it.
Because, you know, we're not workshopping everything
we'll open
we ever
it
do.
with a song parody.
Yes. Welcome, I'm Nate.
I'm Selena.
And together we are building.
Yes. So, welcome to Building of the Build of the Month. We have a monthly YouTube series called Build of the Month, and we've decided to start streaming building these because it's not only fun, but also we need all the help we can get.
Particularly this month, because we're building a giant castle. At least that's the plan. We'll see what happens over the next 2 hours.
Six of Clubs says our joint name is Selenate.
Selenate.
Or Nalina. I like Selenate.
Selenate's cooler.
Selenate.
Yeah. I'm in for it. Yeah.
So it's at the top of the morning, and by that I mean top of the show. The ghost is here. We are going to do some news. So first bit of news, build of the month for March. Build of the month.
We don't have the animation.
That's.
Oh, it's for the other show.
It's the other show. This is my show. We play by my rules. So first off the gate, build of the month is a little late this week. It's going to go up on Thursday. Thursday. It is the Sea Cave of Secrets. And that's going to be fun.
And it was our first official hybrid, right? As suggested by viewers, we tried a hybrid build that combines sewers and caverns with some accessories and some terrain trays. And it's fun. And it's a two-parter. It's also our first two-parter. It's also an audience suggestion, right?
We leave it on a cliffhanger. Which is a little bit of a spoiler.
Well, also because we don't know what we're going to do.
Also, we don't know what we're going to do.
We have to figure that out right now.
That's what we're doing. We're going to figure out the next part of it. So you can look out for that on Thursday. I believe 10 a.m. is when that's going to go up. So also in the news, we survived the big game. Thank you everyone who tuned in on Friday and spent all your points. It was crazy and we did it.
And we're going to talk about it tomorrow, I think, on the Anvil. A little bit, deconstruct, see if there's anything we can do if we ever do it again, what we can learn, how we can evolve.
So it'll be tomorrow.
Yeah.
So don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't be in the chat. You're not allowed.
Don't be in the chat.
Don't
save
you
your
dare.
ideas. Save your thoughts for tomorrow.
Like I said, this is the Selena show.
Also, funny enough, we're going to tomorrow. We're also going to talk about castles. After playing with it today, it'd be fun to talk about it tomorrow. Talk a little bit about the history of the actual Kickstarter, sort of what works and what we're dreaming of maybe one day doing, as well as reflecting on the game. So that's going to kind of be the theme tomorrow is castles, with today being the practice for tomorrow.
Yes.
And today being the practice for next week's actual shoot of this thing. It's a practice day, live.
Well, it's a workshop. But speaking of Kickstarters, we have 2 Kickstarters we'd like to promote today. First one we'll talk about is Ghost Tiny Brushes. I'm going to put a link in the chat. Nate, you want to talk about these guys? These people?
His name is Jeff. He's in Arizona, I think, or New Mexico. Something. He's got. He did a couple of Kickstarters. I think this is his third one. He did dry brushes, which are just amazing. His regular brushes are great. Now he's these little detail brushes. He sent us some samples, which we'll show tomorrow, and they'll be using on the hobby hang this weekend. But it's just great and super affordable. Like they're literally like $3 or $4. He's making brushes for hobbyists, and they're detail ones, and they're great. And you can also get the dry brushes. You can get the whole thing in there. He's a great dude and makes really great. I love these brushes. So.
Yes. And next Kickstarter we are sharing with you all is called The Magical Draft of Malice. It's by the company Noble Dwarf. I worked on the Kickstarter video. It's these cute little like products. So I brought like their old Kickstarter bottle with me. It's like a magic 8-ball, and so like potions come up in it.
Oh yeah, magic. I was saying, yeah. I went to some weird drug reference place of like.
Oh.
I don't know where the.
It's so they have their first one is the Magical Draft of Malice. It's 20 malicious afflictions. The second one in their stretch goal is the Magical Draft of Virtue, which is 20 good potions. The next stretch goal is a D20 within a D20, so it's like a magic 8-ball. You of a 20, flip it upside down, it'll roll for you. Then the last one is I believe
20-ception.
It's 20-ception. And the last one of their stretch goals is Vani's Chaotic Fireball of Conflagration. Say that 3 times fast.
How was it working on somebody else's Kickstarter video?
It was, through working at Dwarven Forge, I can make a Kickstarter video in my sleep. It was pretty streamlined, and we weren't working with 200 itty bitty pieces. We're just working with four pieces, 4 little bottles, and it was a lot of fun to shoot. So check them out. And now we're gonna get to it. Nate, are you ready to build some castles?
I think so. Right?
I can riff.
We have in Newstown, right? Other than we have tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern U.S. time on the Anvil, and Thursday night 6 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, the Hobby Hang.
Yes, the other streams, the ones that I'm not in.
Yes, the devoid of Selena airtime. Oh.
Responding to some chat. We got some chatter.
What's the chat chattering about?
They loved the build. Seraphis the Blend loves the build from DwarfCon. Mushu Green seconds that.
Which build? There were like, there were 9 builds plus the boss room, which was 4 builds, so it was like 13 builds. Which one?
Well, yeah. Which one? Well, you're gonna talk about that tomorrow, right? You're going over the game stuff.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So save that for tomorrow.
Save it.
Tune in. Or you can tell us. We'll hear what your favorite build was.
What's your favorite? If you tuned in, what was your favorite build? We
already know your favorite moment was Chris's Boston accent.
Oh, they voted for Boston?
He threw that in as like a filler, and that was the one that got chosen. And then he was like trying to figure it out. It was awesome. And then I made him interesting as his other character in the middle of it. He had to switch back and forth, and it was just like, it was awesome. It was a highlight of the night for sure. That was.
On my stream, I realized halfway into the first book that we're reading that she was from Boston. And so
did you go for it?
I roasted this imaginary character in this imaginary city called Boston.
Hey, my brother
it's not a real
lives in
one.
Boston.
But he lives outside of, he lives in Cambridge. He can stay.
Which he'll tell you is different than Boston, but I call it Boston. But
it's probably different.
I don't know.
Okay, what else? What else you guys got to talk about?
All right, so here's, should we talk about the plan for today?
Give us the parameters.
So we're going to build a castle. So first of all, we'll talk about the narrative moment in a second. So physically, the challenge today, or the mission is we're going to build a castle using only sets that are actually available in the web store. So we don't have So what's frustrating is, it's interesting having poked around the web store trying to find what we could do. There's a limited selection of things that you can actually pick from to build a castle based on what we actually have in stock. And to make it even further complicated, so this last month's build of the month sold out in a week? ? And I don't think this is going to sell that fast. But basically I can't use. There's some things that are currently in the web store, but there's only like 2 left or something, so I can't even use those. So it may look like some of the stuff is in stock, but it's not enough to because then we could sell 2 and be done and whatever. I don't think we're going to sell a ton because this is going to be really expensive, and that's sort of part of the experiment. Is like, let's just try making a big expensive castle and see what happens. And because inherently, like, to do anything meaningful, it's expensive. And I guess we could have done a half castle, but I want to do a full. Well, let's look at it. I'm thinking of doing a full castle, like all the way around, and see what it's like. So. It has to work with sets that are in the web store. It's got to be a castle, and I think those are our only constraints. And I have a whole bunch of sets selected, which I think will make something. I did a bunch of homework, right? I drew out. I don't know if you can see this. I drew out like a bunch of plans to trying to figure out what I could do without. I didn't want to end up using all of the same. Like I didn't want to use 4 of the same corners to get around, and of course we didn't have the plain corners in stock, and I was trying to make something that wasn't a square, so we'll see. I'm gonna start with some of these and see what happens. So my plan is sort of half build a bunch of stuff on terrain trays and slide it around to get like the footprint of a castle, and then see what it looks like. But here's our two curveballs. We got to figure out what the story is. So far we know Rabbit Burner has been captured.
We didn't. They don't even know that yet because they haven't watched the first part.
Did we tell them that last month, or did we not?
That was Ray's idea the day of shooting.
Amazing.
They're like, how are we going to make this a 2-parter? And Ray said, Rabbit Burner gets kidnapped.
All right, so all we'll tell you is that Rabbit Burner's been kidnapped. He's being held in this castle, and there's a villain. and the castle's on the sea, on a cliff overlooking the sea.
The chat is distraught.
Yeah, so it's a rabbit burner. So spoiler alert. Oh, you might want to tune out if you don't want spoilers. Maybe a rabbit wasn't captured.
It's the first thing off the bat.
Yeah,
That's the first 30 seconds of the video. Is rabbit burner's been captured.
So rabbit burner's been captured. So Gary Gygax's got to go free rabbit burner. So what's in the castle? Who's the villain? How do we make it exciting? So that's what we have to figure out. And before this thing even started, Amy already gave me a great idea. She said, well, what are you doing for a gate? Are you using this castle gate or are you using the hell gate? And I was like, well, yeah, I totally had planned to use the hell gate. No, I hadn't at all. But so I have the hell gate thanks to Amy's suggestion. I have the hell gate on hand too. We could swap that in, see what happens. We got some options. So we'll see, or maybe we merge them all and do it. I don't know. We'll see what transpires.
Imi202 asked if she could be the villain.
Okay.
Ooh, a randomly chosen backer who tuned into the stream today gets to be the villain.
Ooh. Do we record their voice and like?
We could reach out. That's to get them to do a villain monologue.
Yeah.
Imi202 says yes. Yes.
I think we should. I think Amy has to win automatically because it was her idea. But then we could do this again. We could do like a random. We could give. What if every month we have one random viewer of Building of the Build a Month has a little cameo of some sort.
Yes.
Right. We've established a new tradition. All right.
Thank you, Imi.
Yeah, I'm in. This is yeah, and Amy will kick it off as the villain.
Meta Elite says they would buy this castle 100% if the Hellgate was included.
They haven't even seen it.
All
right, so we have a challenge. And also we had several bets that we wouldn't be able to do the live game in under 3.5 hours, and people said that they would buy this Build of the Month if we did. They're safe. It was 4, but we covered a lot of. It was an intro and 8 rooms and a boss room in that spend time. So it covered a lot of ground, but it was a little longer than maybe anticipated.
The first suggestions are people are making rabbit stew.
Oh, dude. It's brutal. All right, so let's go to the build. Check this out. Selena has a new rig.
Yes. Overhead? You want to go all overhead or the 3-cam?
Bring the pain.
All right.
Well, let's do the triple.
Okay.
We get ooh. You see the this is exciting.
I attached a webcam to one of our overhead lights via a clamp.
Don't give away all your secrets. This is people pay extra for this. All right. So I'm going to build out a couple of flesh out a couple of corner towers or just sketch out. I'm just going to put the base layer in so we can figure out the outline of this castle and see what the heck makes sense. And I have a bunch of stuff. Geez. All right, let's start with the circle. This will be fastish. This is going to be, we'll just see how much ground we can cover. This is a lot of, these castles, not the fastest thing to build with.
Do you remember who in last month's Build of the Month suggested that we use the acid terrain tray? Aside from me and my beautiful ideas.
It was specifically suggesting to use it as the floor of the sewer. That was the... Oh, yeah, you suggested the day before using an acid terrain tray instead of water. And I was like, well, but then the floor, that was the big... Using it for the floor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody remembers.
If anyone remembers, I'd like to credit them in the video. I did not...
We could roll back the...
Can do that.
It was relatively early. It was like when we were building. It was early on in the build when we were laying down the sewers.
Yes.
So.
All right, going through this. Tie-dye Tony says this build will be $500 and over LOL, and it's like, yes.
Try like 18.
It's $18.75 with this without the Hellgate.
Based on the sets that we have here.
Based on the sets that were laid out there,
we may
not
cut
excluding
some,
any.
We may add some.
Yes.
But yeah, it's gonna be over 1,000, and it might end up over 2,000 if things go totally off the rails. So we'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be expensive and crazy, but we'll see. Well, maybe we end up cutting it in half. Maybe we only do the front or something. I don't know. That's part of the fun of this is we don't know. So I'm building a bunch of these out just on terrain trays so I can sort of move them around quick. Although you know what I should do? Maybe I should get the 6x.
Rabbit Burner says,
Hey, Rabbit.
yes,
Hey,
Rabbit.
ask him if he liked my. I know we're not talking about the game, but just ask him if I liked my really dead accurate impersonation of his voice. It was like on the
Oh,
game.
you brought on a British accent?
It was just like him. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rabbit Burner suggests using fire instead of crenellations. It's a hell castle.
And fire and ice there. You lunatic. Hang on, let me get the 6x.
Reading your chat. Doing the read in the chat song. I'm reading the chat. I'm gonna read this chat. I'm just singing. I'm not even reading the chat anymore.
I'm back. I was playing Rabbit Burner, having been lost in the modularity for some time and out of his mind. It was really, it was fun. It kind of, all right, so this is, all right, so I've roughed out a small tower. I'm roughing out another small tower. Geez, this is going to be, all right, well, we get it.
Building the castles is really easy. I think this is going to be a quick stream.
Yeah, we'll be done in like an hour. Out of here. Going home early.
Meta Elite says, OMG, if we do a hell castle, I'm going to cry with excitement.
Well, the challenge was also I don't think I wanted to throw some, in preparation for the hell castle, I wanted to throw some of the Necro theme items on it, and they were really low on stocking lists. I wonder about, we might have some hellscape dressing that we could actually use. Oh boy.
Does Tyler turn into these? I feel like he should, so he could come in with this little bucket of pieces. Like, you talked about this. All right.
Tyler is out scrambling around trying to get the our new shelves. The delivery guy this morning was all like surly and just like dumped it out on the parking lot and just took off.
That's frustrating.
Yeah. All right, so roughed out a couple of towers. I made that right.
All right, Amy has to leave because she has a meeting. So goodbye, Amy.
Goodbye, Amy.
Be missed.
What kind of castle do you dream of as an evil villain?
Yes. Get back. You reach us out to us on Twitter or Discord. Lava terrain tray if we're using the castle. If we're doing Hellgate. Hell castle.
Hell castle. Hell castle also just sounds cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it's a province in northern England. From Hell castle.
Okay, so Rabbit's been kidnapped. We gotta build this castle. Did we list off the sets of what we're working with today? I can do that right now.
No, you want to list off what's on the queue, what's on the menu.
In the queue, we have corner battlements and straight crenellations, ramparts and crenellations, rampart inside wall, rampart set, corner walls, square corner tower, large corner tower, and 2 small corner towers.
I think it's a straight crenellation assortment.
Yes, it's the
so
assortment.
it has lots of chicanery in there.
I just didn't want to throw assortment in there because these are already really complicated set names.
Well, it means it has all the wacky, it has like the transitions and it's not just the straight run, it's like all the fun bits. The stupid rampart crenellations are the boring straight ones. These are like the feisty straight ones.
DB Ogre suggests a ruined tower, and we did a ruined tower January of 2020.
Well, also we're out of, the stock is like almost gone, I think.
We're out of...
That was my first, my mind went to that, because ruined castles just look cool. All right, I haven't touched you yet.
A moat over lava. Hag's Hell Castle. Need a monologue balcony, obviously.
Oh, monologue balcony.
Yeah.
Put that on our list.
On
we need
the
a
list.
monologue balcony,
It's
right?
on the list. Thank you, Jeffrey, too.
All right, I want to put, okay, square tower. Oh, boy.
Mushu Green has subscribed with Prime. Thank you, Mushu Green.
Woo! What happens with a subscription?
In general, or?
Yeah, like what does that even mean?
It means they have paid the $5 to subscribe to us, and they get to use our emotes.
Oh, cool. I am so what is this thing called? Twitch. I'm so Twitch illiterate.
Any bridge pieces being used? Asked Tie-Dye Tony. The stone bridge is awesome.
I do love the stone bridge. I didn't pull it, but it is in stock, I think. I should have actually gotten it pulled. I don't know. I hadn't figured out how to deal with bridges yet. I was like, this one turns out to be daunting, but we will get there.
Dragos von Dragos says castles were so complicated to buy piecemeal, pushed over the edge to the royal stronghold.
Yep. Well, that was our fundamental problem, right? And that's some of the things we're going to talk about tomorrow on the Anvil. Designing for castles is really a challenge.
Pretty Barbaric says an acid pool for the villain to dangle rabbit burner over, which would be a good carryover from the last build with the acid. You follow the acid trail up to...
Yeah. Plus, it just looks, that's like fun villain nonsense.
Every villain needs an acid pit.
Right?
It was suggested from Overboard DM, the castle from Labyrinth.
Like with the MC Escher.
Didn't Toby do a build like that?
Yes.
A build for funsies?
Yes, he did. I think for the 12 by 12 challenge, 12 by 12 days of Christmas.
Yes.
This.
Mushu Green asks, commands, tell me you have a plan to include somewhat of a secret passage somewhere.
I have no plans. Zero plans. I don't know. The plan is I got a bunch of sets. Like
Ooh.
This is but put a secret passage. A monologue zone is great. A secret passage is great. Big pile of things is great.
Strange Penguin says that this is the castle that the adventurers are trying to access from the sewers from last month's build of the month, and you are correct. That is what this is.
Nailed it.
Boop, boop. These castles give Star Games Hollywood Lego flashbacks.
I have no idea what. Yes.
Lego flashbacks. The castles.
I like Legos.
Like all the little piecemeal bits to build the castle.
Yeah, it's a really it's a system. Talk about it tomorrow. Man. You know, the big challenge on this one was figuring out the corners, and we didn't have any basic straight walls too, which is really another good challenge to have. All right, so I've got a bunch of corners roughed out. I guess I should do the straights to go with them. I'm holding off on these ramparts.
So that's 2 small corner towers?
It is 2 small corners, 2 corner walls that don't have toppers because our original cabins didn't have toppers, and the guts of a square. And I haven't done the large yet, but I'm just sort of roughing out because we'll do because what you can do. So here's a little castle's trick: is you can build without the straights, and then that's how you build. And then expand, add in straights. Like once you kind of have your footprint, you add in straights. You know, if you have parallel walls, you just put in a straight on each parallel wall and extend it. Other parallel going, you can you build the whole thing out. But like you can just do like the smallest version. You figure out the footprint in sort of miniature, and then just extend everything out with straights. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Andrew Kell.
All right, let me get a couple. Build some straight walls out. Oof. Happy birthday. Thanks for tuning in on your birthday.
Thank you for spending your birthday with us.
Right? That makes us it's a little extra special.
This is the type of party we can have during COVID. It's a Twitch party.
You know, my niece just had her, 11th birthday, and it was a Zoom party. And she said it was really fun, but it's a tough, it's gotta be, as a kid, a tough run doing your party as a Zoom party.
Yes. Hannah's birthday's in April, and so last year, of course, her birthday was just canceled. When her and I first started talking, before we were, official, she sent me a video of her eating cake in the bathtub on her birthday. That's how I knew she was the one.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. So I'm going to send you a video eating cake in a bathtub. Some people would pay a lot of money for that.
Oh yeah, there's like a whole online community. All right, let's rough you in. I got some straight walls cooking. Selena, I don't know how this is all gonna. All right, we'll see. One thing at a time.
One thing at a time. One step at a time.
You know, the challenges were more. I'm partially building a bunch of these sets, so keeping track what goes where if I end up, like my terror is I'm gonna not end up using a set, but I might if I pull the piece out of it, I don't want to have a repeat of that bonus tree. But we'll get there.
Can you just build the sets that are buildable and put them off to the
sort of,
side?
but I sort of. I think I might end up just having to build them all out. I didn't want to put the toppers, but I guess I have everything there. Ugh. All right, we almost have enough to start pushing stuff around. I'm going to do some straights. What am I missing? One more. Oh, and a gate. Oh. Well, I'm going to pull. Let's preemptively just. Should we assume that we're putting a Hellgate in?
Yes.
We're going to start with that base assumption. Okay.
That seems to be what the people are.
That's what the people are asking for. Well, that's the it'll be interesting to see. I mean, not that it's a judge of anything, but I'm interested to see how the first hybrid goes. The Sea Cave of Secrets. So we'll see. I feel like that's kind of the fun of doing these right now that I'm thinking about, is that we can just we have the freedom to we can just do we can make a hybrid if we want to mash a couple of sets together. We can.
Rabbit Burner asks if we had a gate planned already, and we did, right? Just the regular poster.
I have the ramparts.
Ramparts.
Which is because here's where we're gonna get in trouble. There were no basic walls left in stock, which are just the straight, sections of these. Mm-hmm. So there's two of these that come with each of the corner towers, but it was like, if you want to do anything that has, we need some straight to kind of glue stuff together. So the ramparts comes with 4 of these once you combine it with a back wall and a crenellations, whatever. So I was going to use the ramparts both as a gate and having straight walls. So that then gives us the tricky, do we have that and the Hellgate? And how does it all, I don't know. That is part of, these are the answers, these are the unsolved mysteries of the Forge that we will address today. Okay, I got you. I'm scooping everything out. All right, this is gonna work.
But Watcher says, one of the floors of the cottage can be the entrance to the previous build, the sewers.
Yes, cottage floor would be absolutely perfect. Then we'd have to add a cottage, but yes. I agree. Anybody else have any other things that they're dying to see in this thing besides we have an acid pit, a monologue balcony, a Hellgate, someone was suggesting lava pool. What else? Any other requests?
Throw your requests in the chat.
Yeah, request at us. Oops.
Beans for Castle Chaos 9, says Mushu Green.
I could barely get one Kickstarter, much less one Kickstarter ahead. No beans yet. Maybe
any illuminated floors from the castle set with hot coals?
We have it in stock. We could add it into the lineup.
Hot coals that rabbits being cooked over.
Rabbit stew being heated on there.
Very Hansel Gretel, just
Well,
like
I-
tie him up.
Just he's on a spit, just like
Yeah.
rolling. I hadn't. I
Working on his tan, working on his summer glow.
He's literally glowing. I was worried about. I was worried about paving the whole inside of this because I didn't know what the layout was going to be. But those remind me about those floors again as this thing comes to a little bit to life.
Yeah.
As we'll figure out. Okay, so we have enough to let's sketch a thing out here. I think. Although I didn't build. I've got one more corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a second.
Cage for a huge asleep animal.
Huge asleep animal's fun. Right? Like, because that's a cages is another thing we could that could fit in here.
Oh yeah, rabbit could be kept in a cage.
Or a big asleep animal.
Yes.
That's a fun. Okay, so put that on the list of fun bits as we delve further into this. Cage is a fun idea.
City floor sewer gate would be a cool way in too, but lava river moat.
Well, also the city floors just opens up a whole. That's a whole nother. That's a thing. All right, I've got a. I have a plan. Let's see if this is going to work. So my original thought was to try and do a zigzag. Wait a second. This is mirrored. Look, I'm holding up my left hand, but my thumb is on the right.
Oh. Yes.
Can you unmirror? I'm inverted.
Let me.
I've gone to the other side, Selena. I am a ghost.
Come back.
There's a filter. If there's a
the transform.
Yeah, somewhere in the
transform.
Yeah.
I think that should do it.
Now my left hand. Yes. Now my left hand is on the left. Aha. Now I have to wander left. All right. So my original thought was to try to do. Let's move these over. Move them a little further.
I can't find who typed in cages. Whoever typed cages, if you could remind
we can get
me.
some.
Yes.
Yes. Proactive.
Okay. Skeletor for Prez says.
Is that really their name?
Yeah.
That's the best.
What if, to keep components lower, the build is limited to a courtyard or internal walled space of the castle that would fit nicely with the various pits and monologue balcony?
Yeah, except that to build a wall around a thing, you still have to, we still have to build the whole.
Still need walls.
Yeah, it doesn't. If we did only half a castle, that could save us because in order to enclose the courtyard, we basically end up having to build a whole castle wall anyway. But I like that's the kind of thinking that we need is how the heck can we do this with less? This thing I had not anticipated.
Oliver and the Hero says having a good prison/dungeon.
So I was going to try and do a thing where this was feeding. What was my crazy plan? This was going to feed.
Soul cage for the rabbit.
Ooh. Put your rabbit in a soul cage.
Foregone 2 says, I just love the builds of the month. Even though this might be a bit too costly for most, just getting together and having fun is highlight of the whole month for me.
Aw. Well, I really enjoy it. I think Selena enjoys it.
Yeah, Ray certainly has a lot of fun cutting it.
Yeah. We're off by one.
There's some good goofs and gags. Well, just filming the one that's going up on Thursday was a lot of fun. Just having we need to go rescue Rabbit.
That was a fun shoot.
Rabbit Burner would like to know how he got kidnapped.
Tune
Tune in on Thursday to find out.
I don't think we ever established how it happened.
We didn't establish how. We just know that it happened.
Yeah. So we can establish it.
This could be part of the monologue, right? The villain's monologue
Yes.
about how stupid Gary is for not even knowing that he was telling him, and like, I stole your best friend, and I was able to sneak into your quarters late at night because you fell asleep drunk, and you should really
Every
keep
time.
better attention to your rabbit.
Keep better track of your rabbit is general good life advice. This is interesting. So this outline was sort of my original idea of like parking a gate next to the square tower, and then having an inside corner here, so that there's like a kind of a neat, like once this is a full tower, right? So imagine these are two towers here. It makes this really neat kind of bottleneck for getting into the main gate. And then this is another tower, which I didn't start building a large tower. I should build the base for it. And then we can add straights to expand it in, like we could add a pair of straights here to expand the whole thing that way, and a pair here, and then go on two different axes. But Mike, the challenge is this tower doesn't want to not have a wall attached to it because there's a big hole in the side of it. So we got to figure that out and see if this is even actually fun. The other thing we could kick this. What if we kick? Like I want to kick this out like that, so that there's like this cool narrow bottleneck here. But then here's the other challenge is, if the players are coming up inside the castle, is it as fun? Although maybe they come up in the basement of this tower. Don't know. These are...
NPC Creations has a good flag.
Hey.
They say, I know everyone loves the Hellgate, but if someone wants castles, then using a standard castle gate may be more useful for someone looking to boost their castle setups.
Facts. These are facts. Yeah,
But Watcher suggests that the witch did a spell, find familiar, and it was a rabbit. Rabbit's actually the familiar.
I cast my spell and this is what I got? Well, he's mine now.
NPC Creations follows up with, as someone who backed Hellscape, I wouldn't have need for another Hellgate.
Or do you? Well, we need, and here's the problem also, is we need the ramparts for the straight walls. Because without the ramparts, we get this, it's a pretty tight, the ramparts brings us four, in addition to a gate, it brings us four straight walls, which basically extends us in, a pair that way and a pair this way, which is huge. Let me put this other tower together too while we're here, so we can rough in a large. And I don't know how this is working out either. This is, we get.
Yeah, Musha Green says, I would also prefer the normal castle gate, but at the same time, I may not be the target audience for this build with the price it will have.
Yeah, who the heck is the target audience for this build?
We'll find out. We don't have, we don't anticipate this selling as much as the former builds of the month because of the price range. So we have like a lower stock than usual. So we'll see if we sell out of it.
It might not even, maybe we don't sell any. Who knows? It could be.
We don't sell any. And that's fine. We get to tell a very nice story. We get to save Rabbit. Maybe.
Do we? Yeah.
Maybe. Although I have a quick cue for the chat. So while Ray and I were editing this build of the month, because I had to Photoshop Gary Gygax's face onto a lot of things this month, and
there's some choice ones in there too.
And Gary Gygax is kind of like a known sexist, and so I'm like wondering if the continued use of his image is triggering for some people, and if perhaps we should kind of phase out the Gary and Rabbit storyline, maybe with this story.
Maybe season 2.
Yeah. Maybe we, move on to, our own minis that we have. Or other minis that people send in to us.
Well, and that's the fun. The reason those guys are our heroes is those are miniatures that people gave to us, right? So Tim Rabbit Burner gave us the Rabbit Burner, and Doug Behringer gave us Gary Gygax. So they have like sentimental attachment, but we could maybe we do each season. We have people send in minis and they become the heroes of the season. Something, whatever the season. I don't know how we define a season, but
yeah, we were talking about doing these as seasons because we need to take a couple months off for Kickstarters.
Yeah, so we finish out the season and figure out what the next one is, and during the downtime we can have people send in your minis or whatever, or we do a pick, or I don't know how we do it, but like, get the next heroes for the next season from the community.
Yeah, and I don't want to completely dismiss Gary Gygax as a person. Like, he did a lot of good. He created this game. Like,
we wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't be here if we didn't have him.
Yeah.
But the continued use of his image is like, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you guys. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
You guys, the people who watch and consume this content. Let me go through this chat. Gilded Poison says maybe Rabbit's been kidnapped for his own good. He was saved from the rabbit's revenge, but needs help before he's not trying to harm himself and others. I don't know what that's supposed to say.
He was
Meta Elite suggests getting rid of the square corner tower for another round.
Is it? Well, the square is cheaper than the round, but also I was trying to. So the theory is I have 2 small rounds, 1 large round, and 1 square corner. So we had a nice variety, like it was new variety, but we could.
Variety's good.
And I like the asymmetry, but we could, and it lets me do a thing, but we could potentially. We could jettison it for a small or a large. Large really jacks the price up a lot. But, yeah.
Syiron, Syiron, says, what if Rabbit was lured away to be captured by carrot-themed succubus, a carrotubus, if you will?
A carrotubus.
Six of Clubs also agrees with using a regular castle gate. Keen Mantle says, yes, please no Hellgate. Already have it and don't want to. So it seems like our cool Hellgate idea might not be the move here.
Well, let us see how it all...
Let us see.
See what it looks like. I mean, I think we're going to need the walls. Regardless, we kind of need the walls, but...
Yes. Meta Elite also says they would like a Hellgate because they don't have one.
Yeah.
L. Jexus asks if this is unpainted. No, our Builds of the Month bundles are painted for now. Perhaps sometime in the future, but coordinating stock between two
is really hard.
It's a lot. And we're just people. Ooh. So cool.
Yeah.
I forgot to get a Hellgate in the Hellscape Kickstarter.
Oh, man.
I was so tired.
It's like 12 inches tall. How do you forget it? Yeah, there was a lot happening.
I was so tired.
All right, I almost have all these things. I guess I'll bring the other gate around and see what that looks like. Maybe we do both. Is that insane? I have then like we have a postern gate and there's like the fancy front gate, which is the Hellgate, and then there's like the secret back gate, which is the regular one, and off we go.
Flight of Wyverns asks, does adding the postern gate instead of Hellgate help with the straight walls? Because postern gate has 2 straights, right?
Yes, but I think we were really low in stock, I think was the problem. That was going to be my go-to. I can't remember offhand, and there was some reason it wasn't on there, and maybe I'm just wrong, but it was like, yeah, it was kind of a winner across the board because it had the gate and it had 2 straights and it had the buttresses, and it was like, it was neat. But I think it was like annoyingly low in stock, but I don't know. We will check. We'll check these.
Paul Hostetler's in the chat and asks, what sets are going into this? So I will refresh. I will list them off again.
Well, we currently have in play, but there's a bunch of others that have been suggested that may end up in play.
Yeah. We have corner battlements, straight crenellation assortment, ramparts, crenellations, ramparts inside wall, rampart set, corner wall, square corner tower, large corner tower, and then 2 small corner towers. And then we are playing with the Hellgate and perhaps some other things. Commerce Demons says +1 phase out Gary.
You know, it's fun. I love the idea of having a new batch of heroes rolling
New cast.
in too. Yeah. New cast for season 3.
Commerce Demon suggested using minis from the games we run with players. Didn't we send the minis out to the players?
We as a reward, or as a thanks, as a memento. This is an interesting. If we do swap out the, if we just move the square tower to this corner, I can do a nice thing up here with a pair of. The problem, the tower is gonna look cooler. The castle's gonna look cooler from the outside than the inside, I think, and I don't know. In terms of like on the table, does that matter for the players, or I don't know.
Yeah, do you guys want us to build out the inside of this castle? Foregone 2 asks, with the higher price tag, will there be a higher DF gift card associated? Like the last build of the month was almost 10% of the purchase price.
Yeah, if this is $2,000, I bet it'll be like a $150 or $200 gift card.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't quote us on that.
Yeah,
though.
I don't know. That's Jay. Jay has secret.
Jay is twitching.
Yeah.
His ears are ringing. He's like, huh.
He's got secret formulas and stuff.
6 of Clubs says a thing that I say a lot is, I don't know, I would like to see minis of DF employees. Chris, May, Selena, Nate.
Yeah.
It's just, for that you guys need to buy a ton. Like we've talked about releasing, because we have some sculpts of like the first guard of DF employees that we'd love to release, but it's like
I
we
like
have
you
to
didn't
make
call
a
me
ton.
old guard.
First guard.
Because not that
They're
any
still
of us
here.
are getting old over here.
They're still young and spry. And that also leads into like, okay, who gets a mini like sculpted in their like image or not? And so that's a little.
Yeah, it goes down the seniority. But the problem is, fundamentally, we don't sell. The miniatures don't sell.
So if you guys can get a petition together, if you can get how many signatures of people who would say, I would buy these minis?
Signatures don't buy us anything. We have to actually sell, well, because, so in Wildlands, for instance, and it may be, it's not the be-all, end-all, because there's a lot of other terrain to buy, but, like, the minis in Wildlands didn't sell very well. And I thought they were pretty cool, right? We had a wyvern that was gorgeous. We had a basilisk with an LED. We had a dragon, and we had the Wailuli. And it's like they didn't sell so great.
But are those things that might sell better in the web store than the Kickstarter?
Maybe.
So I guess that'll be the big test.
Yeah, it's hard to know. But it's like, and I purposefully just tried to do a few minis and make them really count, because historically our minis have never sold so well, and they still didn't. I thought they were all really neat, but they didn't move so well. In terms of doing like the team minis, like it just doesn't, like business wise, it seems like it's a terrible idea, because so far we haven't really had them. They have yet to get any good momentum minis for us.
Yes. As we return to cities, though, because we released Townfolk before, could that be maybe more people-based minis be good for C2?
And potentially.
I wouldn't mind a sci-fi mini of me. I once did a hero forge of me when we were like talking about maybe sculpting more team members into minis. I did like a hero forge sculpt of me, and it was like a crop top and ripped jeans and little buns.
Space buns.
Space buns, and then because I'm a wizard, I had like sparkles shooting out of my hand because that's a thing you can do in Hero Forge.
Yep. Also, the minis, the WizKids minis and their painting is really getting good. Like they're really up in their game.
The WizKids painted minis. I haven't seen
the
new
premium
ones.
painted ones that they're doing are just like they're really good. Like their Ravenloft set stuff. Like the minis are weirdly specific. Like I think it's I don't know if you'd ever want them, but they're doing a really good job. And their latest batch of whatever Fang and Talon, sure, something they're good. And I feel like Hero Forge and Eldritch Foundry, to some degree, are making PC minis irrelevant. Like, who wants to buy? Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's the difference between a $6 Reaper mini versus a $40 Hero Quest mini, but if you're gonna or Hero Forge mini, but if you're gonna play this character for a year in a campaign, like you're definitely gonna spend the $40.
Yeah, like, our DM got us the painted Hero Forge minis for Christmas.
It's awesome. Oh.
There was a session where one person couldn't play, so the rest of us just logged on and built our minis together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fun. And
well,
the DM worked on a villain for us. He was like, I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm working on, but
it's going to be cool. But like, right, it's if you have, I feel like everybody is just, I don't know. So I don't know. If somebody can convince me otherwise that it makes a lot of sense to do a bunch of human-sized hero-style minis, I'm listening. But I don't know how to make it make sense. And maybe the reason our Wildlands monsters didn't sell great is because we had literally like $6,000 worth of other terrain to buy.
Yeah, if my priority was the terrain, then I would not.
But also, if you're there for I don't know. Well, I don't. The problem is none of this is clear cut. I don't know.
We don't know. Well, that's why it's kind of helpful when people want us to restock stuff in the web store to say email me when available, because 200 people have signed up to be emailed when our minis get restocked, and we'll make them.
Say it again, Selena, because that is very true, right? If everybody signs up for on our website, if a thing is out of stock, sign up.
And if you do it once, that doesn't let us know the multiple of stuff that would be that you want. We won't add you to the email list multiple times. We will just email you when that thing is in stock. Yeah, Six of Clubs says they want a lady protagonist in season 2 of Build of the Month. I think it'd be season 3.
Season 3.
Before Wildlands, after City.
So, interestingly enough,
Surface the Bland likes the mix of the round and square corners.
Here's what I want to do. I don't know how to accomplish it. Oh no, I can just switch this. I want to put something interesting in. I'm just looking at the inside of the inside of the castle is boring, right? So the whole thing doesn't look like much yet, but and we could put the big tower back here, whatever. But if I flipped this small tower, right? I could put this small tower inside. I kind of want to put a tower inside so that there's something interesting in here, and then put a straight corner out there. And I have the battlements. I don't know. Let's see. First of all, I'll put this over here.
The Watcher says the witch knows it's almost Easter, so she wanted the Easter bunny. This will be April's build. The witch wants a real bunny for the Easter Bunny.
Oh wait, it's got to be an Easter thing, right?
I think it's gotta be an Easter thing.
The witch wanted the Easter Bunny. And how did I end up with an extra corner? Where did this even come from? Oh, it's from that. Huh. Wait, no, it's not. Wait, riddle me where this corner came from. So I have, this has a corner. Oh, I took a corner off this. There's a tower without a corner. That sounds like some sort of riddle. Ooh, do you have the close-up cam?
Yes, I will.
What is the front?
Come at you.
Before I take this thing out and see what. So I have an extra corner now. If we, man.
Going to switch and then aim.
So we have this is kind of an interesting thing. It feels kind of like an asymmetrical Barbican sort of gag happening, but I want to put this in here. Let's just see what it looks like. And then I still have an extra corner, which is weird. Well, obviously have to expand this thing out, but...
Robert Burner says, I like including the square tower as it has modularity with CBS.
Yeah, well, just also variety. It just gives us, if we've got too small and a large. And then what I could do, I wonder if we steal... I wonder if I could steal a segment of this one and put it over on this one, so this is extra tall. Also, I'm mind blown that I have an extra corner. I wish I could get rid of the two plain corners, but then...
Commerce Demon has a solution to player minis. Why not use Hero Forge to just have the minis of yourselves for the videos only?
We could. Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm talking about for selling them,
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we could definitely use Hero Forge or Eldritch Foundry to build some custom minis. It's more fun if you guys send us minis, because then it's community. I don't know. That was my favorite part of the game on Friday, was all this, all the builds came from people, all the ideas came from people, all the voting on the boss room. It was all driven by you guys, which was really kind of fun.
Meta Elite said they, in terms of minis, they have a need for people, not big bosses, in response to talking about the Wildlands minis not selling well.
Where did they get all their big bosses?
And where do you guys get your boss minis? Where do you get your minis in general? That's...
Yeah. / I feel like 3D printing is going to just sort of... I think that's probably radically changing the mini market in a way that nothing else has or will.
Topulus says definitely getting the basilisk, definitely eyeing the basilisk and wyvern in the web store. So a lot of the people in the chat, we were behind in the chat because of all the talking we were doing. When you're spending that much on terrain, you don't want to get the minis in the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the one thing that's guaranteed to hit the web store after, because we have to print them in such high quantities, right?
Yeah. No, I think we're going to have 300 dragons to go in the web store or something like. I think the basilisk did the least. I'm trying to remember what the.
When I was talking about my mini being sci-fi. Commerce Dragon responded, Silena.
Sure. Where is... Huh, I don't have the other half of this gate. I'm trying to swap in the gate. See what... Ooh. That's a thing, huh?
Okay.
It looks like Huh.
Flight of the Wyverns checked, and the postern gate appears to be down to 18 in stock.
Oh, so that we
So it's
could
usable.
do it. I think maybe in my stock, I love that they know how to get into the code on the site and get like it's the best.
Yeah, Flight of the Wyverns said they finally managed to remember how to do it.
I think maybe my thresholds were too low when I was originally looking at it. I was looking for stuff that was like in the 50s or 100s, and that one. So this might be a thing. Okay, so then, all right, let's assume this is a postern gate. Then that gives me two short straights.
Siron says in the city Kickstarter, there could be a tier reward as the minis being mercenaries in the tavern.
Wait, what's the
staff minis?
mercs? Well, it's just a matter of selling them. Right?
Yeah.
If you guys had the choice, here's the thing, right? If you had the choice of 12 humanoid, right, adventurer minis versus 12 other pieces of terrain, would anybody pick the adventurer minis over the terrain?
Mm-hmm.
That's the...
I think that'd be worth doing an email poll about.
Yeah.
Because we do have the advantage of, like, we can step on our minis, roll them over, and they bend right back.
These are facts. You don't need to sell me on how awesome they are. I just don't. I'm just based on people's buying habits. Nobody seems to buy them compared to everything else. And I don't know if that's because they're coming to us for terrain. They came for the terrain. They stayed. They don't come for the terrain and stay for the minis. They just come for the terrain. So I'm...
Just catching up on this chat.
Interesting.
Catching up on the chat. I'm looking through the chat. 1-8 thinks about terrain.
About this and that.
About this and that.
Skibbity scat. Got some elevation blocks. I could do a thing. I get a back for this thing.
Oh, Nat19, gift and tiers, gift and subs left and right. Thank you, Nat19 official.
You say Nat 19?
Yeah. Flight of Wyvern says, why not put the square tower in the courtyard like a typical keep, then use the extra corner to fill that gap?
Make it a keep. Yeah. That's not crazy. Alright, so we could do a thing. Well, that also, so I've got this config. Let's go to the overhead for a sec. Let's see if this is. Go to the overhead.
Overhead.
Let's see. Oops. Oh man, I built it out of the. Wait.
Oh. You might want to unscrew it a little bit. IME202 has reminded us about the balcony, and we definitely need a balcony. Or the Bridge of Valor,
we're
perhaps.
Flipped again.
We'll
That's why I'm
adjust.
This is my right hand. It really confuses me when I'm backwards. Right hand.
Oh. Is that it?
No, right hand. It should just from up top side just need a 180 rotation.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't have a rotate counterclockwise or clockwise.
Oh, I'm so used to looking at it in Premiere and Photoshop. Like that's not a thing in Premiere and Photoshop, but it is in OBS. What way are we rotating?
It's either direction, 180 degrees. So 290 degrees is in one, in the same direction.
That doesn't make sense to me. I'm just gonna keep.
Does it have
pushing
90, rotate 90?
It doesn't make sense to me. I'm just gonna keep flipping things until it looks correct from my. That's your right hand?
This is my right hand.
Okay. Is that
there?
it?
That's my right hand. Yeah.
Okay.
Woo! All right, now I can figure out how to get this thing. I couldn't. I was like, why am I? I'm tilting it up to the left, but it's going down to the right. Ah! Yay! All right, so. All right, so we've got. So this is one potential footprint, which gives us a big tower in the back, a gate of some sort in the front. Actually, with this lineup, it has to be this gatehouse. Square tower up here, a small tower on the inside, which is kind of interesting. Small tower on the outside. It's kind of a neat setup. So now we could try kicking this inside, moving this back over, and see what that does for us. Let's try. Don't know where this goes yet exactly, but we'll do it. So, do people like this thing in the small tower in the thing in the? Boy, I'm using a lot of good adjectives in the thing in the courtyard.
All right, good. I'm just gonna scroll all the way down to the chat. Sorry if I missed your messages, guys.
Like, is this a popular? Is this good? Is this bad?
Six of Clubs says, I think the round tower looks pretty good on the inside, gives it an organic feel, like the castle walls grew around it over time.
That's what we want, organic feel. And this also, I'm kind of excited by this concept. The doing it, man, my head keep now in the. This is fun though, like this thing. So let's try and work with this, and then I'm gonna do. Oh, you're a castle. I mean, you're a tower. Wait.
No, you're a castle.
No, you're a tower.
Flight of Wyvern says it looks interesting, but isn't something many real-world castle would be likely to have. Good thing it's a fantasy castle.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about rules of reality, because we have dragons.
It'd be great to link a bridge from the inside to the outside wall.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I could do this. Man, I still end up with this extra. So my theory was I was going to jam this thing inside like as a keep sort of situation, which looks good. However, we have this going on. We have a you know what? I can throw an elevation block in there. Other than the inside wall. All right, well, I'll get there. I'll solve one thing at a time. We'll solve you. This is kind of pleasing. Like right, if there's some sort of keep situation, there's a big tower here, there's inside tower here. Like at least the inside of this is really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know if it stands up to logic. I don't know if it. The other thing I don't know. Oh, we still have 2 walls to play with. If we're assuming this is a postern gate, we have 2 walls to work with, so we can knock this back. This whole back section can go back 4 inches, which then gives us like a kind of a breathing. Let's just see what it looks like.
A postern gate instead of a ramparts?
If I use postern gate instead of the ramparts, it'll be cheaper, and it gets us 2 walls instead of 4.
Did you take out the rampart set that you were building with?
No, because I don't have a postern gate here, so I'm making it out of a ramparts. What could go wrong?
Are you going to be up or down some walls?
Well, I'm not. I'm just taking out. Yes, I would be up. I'm just taking out the walls that would be in a postern.
Okay.
Gate. So far, all I've taken was just the raw gatehouse, like the gate itself, without any of the walls, the battlements, anything, like just the base. And then we can.
Akira Maximus says, could link the outside walls with an inner tower, provided the tower is the highest point.
Yeah. The outside walls with an inner tower? But yeah. Ideally, we'd have like this. It would be cool if like the keep could be like really towering, or this could be really towering or something. We'll see.
I'd love it if that little tower in the inside would be the highest.
Except it's little, so it's
a
like
little one.
What I really want to do is I want to take a piece of the little tower and put it on the big tower, but I don't think we have enough segments. We will see. It is all a grand experiment.
Meta Elite says Barbican? Might as well do Barbican.
Yeah, price. It's yet another. I don't know. It's like $450 versus the postern gate is $200 or something. So it's just another $200. The whole thing ends up getting us into the territory of 12, like 2,200 or something, or I don't know. It just starts spiraling.
Commerce Demon says, where are we putting the villain balcony, though? It's the centerpiece of the castle. So
yes.
Would
stop bringing reality into this. We get there.
But it might help with the building, which is the highest point, the one with the balcony.
Well, then here's the other problem: is I don't know what we have for balcony sets available, because I think it only comes with one. We need to figure out how to fill the other half of the tower. It's a whole the sets are not conducive to just adding a level that has a balcony is the problem.
That's something we can work off stream, right?
Yeah.
With a bunch of tinkering.
Yeah. It's getting the actual sets that can do it. Like I can just go grab a balcony from the other room, but actually getting the sets that can do it is a thing. So this feels like a nice outline, right? Is there anybody, maybe can anybody top it? But before I start trying to knock a few things up higher here. I don't know how we're going to fix this just yet, but we'll get there.
Rabbit Burner likes the outline.
I guess I might as well start building stuff out anyway, but we will.
Meta Elite says, are these the sets we are for sure going with? 80%? Give or take a set?
Yeah, give or take a set, I think is a fair things. It's kind of hard to know until we're there, right? We're gonna we'll keep proceeding until we hit a wall or a better idea. But I think there's no reason not to. Like, is there a set we're overlooking that is in stock that would bring something cool to the table?
Akira Maximus says, round large tower over a square center building, centered in the middle, surrounded by an unconnected wall with 2 smaller towers. The center tower would have a balcony and 1 bridge connected to the outer wall.
Yes, it would be really cool. It would be, how? Like, we would need so many walls to make this big enough to have a floating central thing. We don't have, there's no basic wall sets. I mean, I guess we could do long walls and then make it just absolutely massive. Like, ideally, we just take we put a necro keep in the middle here, bump this thing up to $4,000, put a giant necro keep in the middle with a bridge going off to a thing, and take out the doors on the bottom of the necro keep. So the only way in is through a thing, but it's going to be $1 bazillion. Is that a good way to proceed? Question mark. I mean, I could throw caution to the wind and just...
The small tower in the courtyard can be used as half for a balcony, so you can use the tower piece to enlarge the other small tower.
Yeah. This is the ideal place to put the monologue balcony, isn't it? Or does Rabbit appear on the balcony?
What if Robert Burner's been the villain this whole time?
Whoa. Whoa, mind blown.
It's an ultimate showdown between 2 best friends.
Whoa. That seems to be like a season finale. That's like... He wasn't kidnapped at all. It's all just a ruse.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. I can't even comprehend this reality.
Robert Burner says, Selena, shh.
You outed him.
Jaime says, I've been framed. It was Rabbit.
The whole time.
Akira Maximus says, you need verticality in the center for the balcony to make sense. Look out as well as command posts for forces.
Oh yeah, that's where you'd like marshal. You'd yell it down to the courtyard, like your troops as you're marshaling your armies.
Yes, it's just like my twin sister, the Gallows Queen.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. So Janet is doing a brief visit in my D&D campaign to play my wife.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Because the next session we're going to the swamp, so I can talk to my wife about becoming queen. So we're like, what if we get a guest star in? And it's going to be my wife. My wife plays my wife.
That's, does anybody else at the table know her?
No.
That's awesome. All right, so let's throw this up here just to see what happens. All right. Man, this is...
I can also move it up a little bit.
So we got get ourselves a big old castle, a big old tower. This thing dwarfs almost everything else there. It's kind of... Maybe that's going to be interesting too, right? The players won't know where, like, what the main building is, what they're looking for. So what are they doing? All right, let's talk about that.
Yeah, what are they doing?
What are they doing in here, right? So
what are they gonna? Where are we gonna keep Rabbit? Did we look into cages?
We haven't looked into cages. I don't know if cages... I think they have round cages. I don't know. These are good questions about cages.
Where are the players coming from?
Somewhere subterranean.
Like in the castle. Like where are they coming up?
Somewhere subterranean.
Okay.
That's all I know. I'm sticking with that story. Oh, this is a thing. What the heck? Yeah, we need to. Where are they coming from? What are they doing? What's going on, and why? These are many questions we have.
Akira Maximus says, arms manufacturing. Toss in a hamlet. Inside is the actual place people are. The rest is just a MacGuffin.
So we don't ever actually build the castle that we're building. Perfect. And there for this, and there.
Postern gate trapdoor, which leads to the sewers.
That's not crazy. That's a really good. I like this. I like this.
Rabbit Burner says the castle is a mimic.
The whole castle is a mimic.
Whole castle. As soon as you walk in, you're just immediately swallowed. You need like a DC 40 dex check.
I don't think you can make that. I think that's curtains.
That's all, folks. Bitty.
Turns out the castle was a mimic the whole time.
The castle would be where the forces are, not Rabbit and his band of craftsmen.
Are we going back to Rabbit as the... Rabbit's the villain?
Rabbit's been the villain this whole time.
Yeah. Should have known. The... Could also do a trapdoor in the basement of one of the towers. Right? Mm-hmm. So it's either coming up through a it's supposed to be right somewhere that's sort of long abandoned or out of it's kind of fun coming up in the gatehouse because it's a really like coming up in the tower, you're like in a room, you can kind of sneak around, but like coming up in the middle of the gatehouse is like that's just like popping up in the middle of the highway. Like you're like that's where everybody comes and goes. This thing, it's not a great sneaky place to hide. Like you're really there's tension there. There's drama.
Boss is at the top of the big tower since it's the furthest from the gate? Question mark.
Yes? Question mark? Exclamation point.
Flight of Wyvern says, this is all slightly surreal seeing the castle pieces in action, as I've been using the earlier build of the month, Unnamed Castle, as a mapping project these past few days, especially that big round tower.
Well, it's so you're like you're inside you're now inside the matrix.
Could even use a small cottage with a trapdoor that leads down into March's build of the month.
Mm-hmm. Cottage is not crazy. All right, I'm getting. Speaking of crazy, what if? Oh, I don't have a cutout. Oh, stupid battlements. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. My dream was to steal steal a level from this tower to put on this tower to make it extra tall. Also, does the postern gate have an upper level? What does it look like? Postern gate has an upper level, so we could use that to build one more layer on here.
Let's see. Amy says, why does the gate have to be on the floor? Put it on the square tower and the entrance is the portal. The light panel portal. Amy and these light panels is great.
Wasn't Amy supposed to be working?
Drag her.
Are you gonna get fired for keeping the bill of the month going here?
I'm gonna transition to the close-up because it looks very good in the close-up.
It's not nuts to elevate the. Oh, I do have this. Oh, it could be. Oh wait. Oh. Oh, there could be something here. Oh, corbels. If I could. This might be a thing. Doesn't oak corbels sound like a funny faux swear?
I've never heard that until just now.
Oh. Well, I mean, you wouldn't ever use it as a swear, but it's this little the things under the matriculated battlements. These are corbels. The little springle that holds up the thing projects out.
Oh.
This is corbel.
Topula says, not helping with my I don't need castles.
Hey, Topulus. It's so fun to have a face and a voice to the screen name now. Although I'm just going to think of Topulus as Ulfgeir, but... How's I guess we'll talk about the game tomorrow. Are you tuning in tomorrow, Topulus? It'd be interesting to hear the player's perspective on the game.
Capel asks, can we get a suspended parapet in there?
Partisan. Yes? Question mark. Yes. Oh, that would also be a fun place to monologue.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man, this thing is we're definitely going over $2,000. There's no way it's not gonna we might have to have a building of the build of the month part 2.
This is part 2. Oh, building of the build of the month part 2.
Yeah.
So many
building
builds.
of the building of the build of them.
No thanks.
Unsubscribe.
Capel74 says it's a cheap add-on as DF goes. Let me see how much.
Yeah, but it's not just that one. It's the whole. It's everything. It's
the whole shebang. It's $40.
It's that plus the this plus the this plus the this plus the this. It's a lot of. Yeah, it's also one of my favorite pieces of geometry from the castle. Not that matters.
It's very
for
good.
Anything. Yeah, I was very excited when I figured that one out. He was instrumental to many things. Okay.
Paul Hostetler says, "Man, I really feel out of my depth when it comes to castle builds."
Why? I mean, they're tricky, but like you can do this. I believe in you.
Seraphis asks, "What's the price tag so far?" We're around $2,000 right now.
Although if we kick out the Hellgate, which currently the Hellgate's not in here, that saves us $100. So we're at.
I don't have Hellgate in my initial calculations.
There you
which
go.
was
Perfect.
$18.75.
Sans Hellgate.
Sans Hellgate. And we haven't added anything else?
Not yet. Yeah. So we're hovering at $18.75 until we run out of pieces. But. We're just.
Yes, people who want to learn more about castles, the geometry, the Kickstarter, etc., they're going to be talking about it on the Anvil tomorrow.
Woo! Yeah, what do you guys want us to hear us say? This is
coming together.
Yeah. So here's what's also fun. Jokes, but also
jokes are fun. So is Chuck E. Cheese.
You know, I've never been to a Chuck E. Cheese. Is that crazy?
No, because that wasn't like a thing when you were a kid, right?
No, I think it was, but it was like
Oh, you were like rural Vermont, so there was no Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, well, we moved to Westchester when I was young, so it was like in my, age 11 I could have gone. I think maybe one of the kids had a party. I don't think there were any near us.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents were super against having like any sort of like organized birthday party at a thing. Like, no, that was the thing, that wasn't a thing we did. They were like, well, we're gonna like, make cardboard hats and like sit in the backyard and run a scavenger hunt
that's cool.
Sends people into neighbors' backyards and like, like, yeah. My dad liked to break the rules. And
parents are so...
I'm like, wait, so we have to sneak around through other people's backyards to find stuff for the scavenger hunt?
Heck yeah.
All right, I'm so into this.
I love your parents.
Yeah, they're remarkable people.
I'm up for adoption,
Really? Well, how much do you cost? Is that how adoption works?
Nina and I are up for adoption, which we said at every convention. Never someone be like, yo, yeah, with my kids. Like, I do this. We're like, you can adopt us. We'll be your adult children. Commerce Demon says that's not how adoption works, but...
Fine.
Adoption is what you make it,
Yeah. Well played.
You can't legally claim me on your taxes anyway, so, like, what does it matter? That's not how it goes. You're not thinking outside the box.
Yeah, you gotta go bigger.
Sounds like capitalism really has its clutches around your neck, if I'm being honest.
So what's neat is I have a door on the inside tower courtyard here. There's something, this is turning into a thing. So I also have we have one more level. If we do the postern gate, we have one more thing we can pop up here. What is this all cattywampus? What is going on? I don't know. There's a hidden piece inside. I don't know what's going on. All right, let me go get, need some battlements. Did I use everything?
Suspended.
So I don't know what the ramparts. I remember I was worried about crossing the streams with all the.
Did you do it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hang on, let me switch to a camera where we can see your face for your
my
shame.
Guilty.
Yeah, look into the camera and face your shame.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know where I got things from necessarily. Well, I think this is okay. I didn't touch the ramparts, inside walls, or rampart crenellations. Those are untouched. And I didn't touch the straight crenellation assortment. So that's all out of the mix. So I think I'm okay. Other than I did start digging into the ramparts, but I didn't take any crenellations from that. So
how about KS3
what I don't, basically I'm pretending that I'm using a postern gate, but I haven't actually gotten all the pieces for it.
Isn't there like a city builder section on that?
Yeah, that's what I want. I'm pretending
then you can use
I want to pretend I have that. But I also don't know what I have in terms of crenellations there that I haven't used yet.
I think Rabbit suggested KS3 crenellations.
Oh yeah, we have those packs.
Someone else also did. And they said they were more versatile.
Do we have them in the
Su Salam.
Ooh, say that again.
Su Salam.
Okay, wait. This is turning into a thing here. We got what I have not yet solved is this corner, but
Congress Stevens says adoption, quote, adoption is what you make it. Sounds like kidnapping.
That's what, wait, Rabbit was adopted? Is this our plot line?
It's not kidnapping, it's adoption.
He wasn't kidnapped, he was adopted forcefully.
Mm-hmm. The book that we just finished on my stream last week, turns out
we
the
being
kidnapping,
you and the cats?
Me, the cats, and then some
the
DF
viewers.
people tune in as well.
Right. So we, the audience, and the...
We're all reading it together, really.
Fact.
Turns out the person who kidnapped her was her father. And locked her in the basement with the other girl, and it was a whole thing. She ended up not going to the police about it, and I thought she was going to kill him, but she didn't either. No one died, and I was disappointed.
It's a little bit of a letdown, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Outlander 9000 says, "Can I?" No, Outlander 0001 says, "Can I trade children? Do you have another adult child you'd like to trade me for?"
Yeah, sell us. Sell
Are you
us
a
on this
DM?
kid. What do you?
This is this is a new game show.
What are the features of your kid?
It's a new game show called Who's Your Daddy? And
it
there
sells
are
itself.
3 dads behind doors.
Oh my!
It's like
You choose your dad.
It's like, what is it, the Honeymooners or whatever, the game show where it's like, or like, what is the ones where you have to like vie for a date?
I didn't have TV.
I don't remember what it is either. It's cultural.
The dating game?
The dating game, that's it. It's gonna be the dating game, but for my father.
So who's the daddy game?
Yeah, Who's Your Daddy is just the dating game.
Oh. All right, something over here. I don't know how this is gonna work yet, but something is starting to take shape over here.
Paul Hostetler asks, "What sets are used? I shall go through this again."
Do you have the? Can you copy and paste it?
It's like, I guess I should just copy it. It's
At
like
this point,
each one is a different message in Slack, so it's like it has the time code on it and whatever. Like
there
if
should
I
be one.
paste.
I have it as one message in the store.
Oh, you did message that to me. I have this in my own chat on Slack.
Oh, I have it on. It's in the store channel. It's one. You could theoretically copy and paste it as one big thing from the store channel. I think. Maybe. I definitely posted it as one list, not broken. All right. So if this is a poster, and what we've changed, we've deviated from the plan.
Oh, you're not even using a lot of the stuff that's in this list.
What's on this list that I'm not using? Oh yeah, killed. Well, if you have to go down the thread where I knock some of the things off, and yeah, this whole thing.
Okay.
What's Yeah. Is. We can put this. We got some. This is gonna work. I think. We have definitely deviated from the plan a little bit.
Vertex Artists would like to know what the gameplay is for this.
You tell me, Vertex Artists.
And that's what I said, but then they pointed out it just feels a bit strange to have no idea what the gameplay is, but be this far into the build. But the build's going to help you decide the gameplay.
Yeah, I figure. Like, believe if someone pointed a bazooka at my head and was like, well, actually at that point they would also die, right? So maybe they're pointing a gun at my head. But if they said, listen, you have 5 minutes to figure out a fun encounter to do. Here's a castle, make a thing. Like, you could do that. Like, it's not like, we're going to make this work. We know that there's going to be a balcony where you've got to. There's going to be a balcony where there's a monologue. There's a secret entrance in, which is probably going to be the bottom of the gatehouse. There's going to be some objectives. Maybe they don't know. Maybe. We'll figure this out in a sec. So we're running out of time, aren't we? Okay, so let's talk about it. So we know they're coming up. I think they're going to come up inside the gatehouse, right? That was the best idea so far because there's a cool trapdoor in the bottom of the gatehouse. Maybe it hasn't been used in a while. Old drainage tunnels lead there. Boom, they come up. They know they want to be inside, so we're working out, or they know they're looking for rabbit. So then, ideally, we want to have them give them there's a bunch of different potential locations. There'll be a couple of different doors they can see. Like there'll be a door in this thing. There'll be a door probably over there. Maybe there'll be a couple of stairs to go up from the walls, and there's some doors up there. So it's probably looking for 1 of the towers, 2 of the towers, 3 of the towers, 4. So there's 4 towers plus a small corner tower. All potential places to. Woo! I don't know how I did that. You know what we can also do? We have this jail cell. Zootel. So do we put the? We have the barred, right? We have the jail cell windows, right? We can put them in this thing where they could be facing the courtyard. So it could be one of those things where they like throw rocks at them and be like, psst, hey, Rabbit, you in there? And Rabbit could be in there and could give them some info, unless Rabbit's the villain or the Rabbit's pretending. But I don't know. Anyway. But Rabbit could be in there and then say, oh well, they lock me. They come every hour with some food. And they, whatever, you've got to get the keys or whatever. Rabbit could give them some objectives, which then they have to hunt around for, / maybe the rhythm of the guard patrol or something. Be like, okay, on this time and whatever, and like, yeah, we can work from there. I guess, you know, you have an idea?
Meta Elite says, if you throw in the LED illuminated floor, they can come up through the fountain. Which I really like.
Oh, that is fun. Also, then they're in the middle of everything. They don't know how to get out necessarily also. Or I guess they can come out the way they came, unless something collapsed or something like, yeah. That is fun. Of course, do we have to then pave the whole inside of this thing just to throw the price up more? But we'll get there. But fielding that previous question of how do you get this far along in the build and not know what the story is, my approach, and maybe it's from ages of LARPing, whatever, is that you can always write to anything, right? You can justify anything. You can make a story for anything. You can't change some of your hard parameters. You can't change. Like if you only have 3 NPCs in NPC camp, like you can't run a wave battle with 600. Like you only, so I like to, I want to figure out what my physical parameter or my limitations are first and then write to that, right? So in this case, we have to make a cohesive build. We have only so many sets. We have whatever. Like I need to figure out what those logistics are. Once there's a framework, we can write anything, right? We can, like, you can make a, I feel like you can have a narrative drive. You can justify anything with a narrative. Not necessarily cool, but you can come up with something for anything. So that's usually, I work to the constraints and then I figure out how to make it all flowery and fun and crazy. And then you can tweak it. Then we can further tweak it. Like once we get in, we're like, oh yeah, we'll put the fountain in instead of the whatever, or we put the balcony, or whatnots. You know what would be bonkers?
What?
If we put the suspended power of the Bartizan on this thing and go up. Oh. All right, so here's the question: is how many? Do I have enough crenellations to cover this thing? I'm sure. Let's see, I need 2 corners. Overboard
DM says they come with food every hour with food. Lock me up then. I love that place.
We're just ripping. This sounds like a delightful place to be, right? They bring the margaritas, come in at noon, and every hour they come around with a new platter of food, and the massages are.
They're living La Vida Loca.
Yeah. This is like the La Vida the best. Wow, there's a lot of decorative. Ooh, there's an arbalist too. Ooh, we've got big arbalists to play with too. Like there can be some crazy, like maybe there's an artillery post there that they got it, like, at some point they know that things are coming out and they got to like man the maybe someone's got to man the artillery post and like just blast NPCs. So we can also, we have the castle siege defender standing by. Those guys all forever. They've been standing by for years, just waiting to be called into action. But we could seed in a bunch of crunchy. We could have a bunch of minion level humans to just get killed off by arbalist fire or whatever. If Gygax wants to go on a rampage.
Like very John Wick / Taken rampage. Just single chop.
Ong bak your way through it.
Paul Hostetler asks, do we have any grass or dirt terrain trays in lieu of paving?
Brilliant. Not going to put them under this build right now because
we'll look into it later.
Yes, that's a good.
Adding it to the list.
4.
Oh my God! Feeding rabbit every hour. They're fattening him up for Easter dinner.
Fattening him up for Easter dinner. Oh, they wanted an Easter rabbit, but it's not to bring Easter eggs. It's to eat.
Oh God!
Right? He's the
barbarian Easter.
He's the Easter rabbit. Don't you eat rabbit on Easter? Isn't that how it works? I don't know. All right, so I need a thing. All right, so now I think I need to steal. I think we need to break into the rampart. Hey, for the set question, I can give a definitive answer to the set question so far.
Okay, I will take notes.
2 small corner towers from constructed castle, painted.
Yes.
1 large corner tower from constructed castle.
Yeah.
Painted. 1 square corner tower from constructed castle.
Okay.
Painted. 1 corner walls not from Construct a Castle. They're just old school corner walls. 1 postern gate from Construct a Castle. And I'm about to break into 1 straight crenellation assortment.
Anything else?
Not yet. And we have not, we have currently, we have still another, we have another layer of, that we can put on here from the postern gate. We didn't put that on. And we don't have the potential LED lighted floor, castle LED floor, which would be really fun. And we don't have terrain trays, which we might throw under here. I think it's going to be, it would be 4 forest terrain trays could pave this whole thing really nicely. As I think we're at, this is 12, so we could sneak it over to ish. Wow, this is, turns out it's big. Four forest terrain trays might. I wonder what that total comes to, but that's a
I can look it up.
Yeah. Well, we knocked out. We downgraded the ramparts to a. We downgraded the ramparts to a
forest terrain tray pack. So.
Yeah.
Doesn't say how many are in each. But,
1. If it's
just
a single.
It just says 12 by 12 forest terrain tray pack.
Yeah, so it's just 1. So it should be like $20, I think.
32.
Right, 32. Well, then that's got to be 2. Wait, that can't be 1.
It doesn't say how many. That's probably a problem.
It doesn't say 2x anywhere?
Nope.
Or 1x?
Not in the graphic or in the description.
Then it's only
Oh,
1.
wait, it's at the end of the description. It says 2 trays are included.
The graphic doesn't have an x2?
No.
Huh. Well, there's that.
It's in fine print. 2 trays are included.
That seems like it should be in large print.
It does.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Let's see.
Oh, yes.
There's 12 and the 12 and 5/8, the oversized stuff. I'm not gonna.
That's okay. That's not in fine print?
It's just a lot of letters and slashes in this description, and I don't have my glasses. That one's 19. That might just be 1.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Then there's the 6x6 pack from the Plague Stone. Oh, so that has stone. Well, it's mountain and.
Oh, it's the transition ones. Those are not as much what we want. All right, I've got some crazy ideas over here. I could do a. It's going to require some serious chicanery, but. All right, we're coming in. We got. This is turning into a neat looking little thing. Let's see if I can make this work. If we rip out these guys. How much do we want to bet I've scrambled one of these sets somehow?
I will bet you $2 that you did.
I'm just going to give you my $2 right now.
Okay.
Can I do that and just take a down payment?
It's coffee money.
Can you? Where do you buy a coffee for $2?
Bodega.
There you go. Ship it.
I'm gonna get coffee after this stream.
On me.
On you. Rabbit Burner will bet $3.
For me or against me, Rabbit? Okay, here's the double or nothing. How much do we want to bet that Tyler messed up one of the compositions? Well, actually, I know.
I'll bet in favor of Tyler.
Well, I know one was off already because I had to get a back gatehouse piece, so I know there's at least one error. So, but I don't know if there's more.
Didn't he do that this morning though? Assembling everything.
He didn't assemble. He gathered them and went through them. But it's also, I mean, it's literally hundreds, and I don't know how many. Like
Give this guy a break.
it's probably 500 pieces, it's 600 pieces. I don't know, because all the accessories, like we haven't even touched. There's like bags of fiddly bits. Like there's 20. Yeah, there's got to be 1,000 pieces in here. Like there's 100 pieces of fiddly bits that we haven't even like looked at. Easily.
Yeah, Flight of the Wyverns wants to know if you did a count on the pieces.
Tyler did, and he double counted it.
How many pieces?
Wow. That's Tyler. Tyler.
Meta Elite says this build is looking amazing, by the way, and then
Thank you,
Tabitha Lynn says that castle is amazing.
It looks even. Go to the over. Can you see the overhead? I think it's a pretty cool. You know, there's a really nice little spot for a fountain. Oh wait, we can't even. All right, here. We're gonna have to go higher. Oh. Is there zoom outery? I'm gonna do it.
On the webcam? No.
Yeah. Analog. Hold on to your hats. Is that? Do we have the barrel in the? Oh, okay.
And I can move the frame around in OBS as well. That's here. I'll transition so you can see what you're looking at, or unless you can see in your monitor.
I can sort of see. I don't have my glasses because I don't wear any, but I think I should.
If you rotate it.
It's.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're working with. It's non-Euclidean geometry here.
What?
Wait.
Other way. Yeah.
All right.
That's and if you could tilt this a little bit more. And really more camera right. Oh no, more camera left.
That is a harder.
That's camera right.
Big oboe. Oh, camera right?
That way.
Oh,
what
your camera.
What direction is that?
Well, this is camera left.
Because that camera.
Okay, yeah.
Jesus.
And it's upside down and backwards. It's non-Euclidean. We're just going to stick with it.
All right, well, I'm going to transition to this now.
Yeah. Yeah, we can sort of see it. We'll move these buckets a little bit. Now, I bet if there's an error, it was me. All right, so let's. I regret building on the train trays now because it doesn't. Okay, you can sort of see. Wow, you can see a sense of scale. This is my hand. Yeah, it's big. But we have a cool thing here. I got to build this one more layer up on this. We have a neat little. It kind of juts out, does some crazy shenanigans over there. This gatehouse situation is cool. But, I was thinking, I don't know, can we see it from the thing? There's a really great nook. We could put a fountain inside there. If we're going to have them come up through the fountain, we could put the fountain in here. Mm-hmm. And then conveniently, they could come up right next to the cell where Rabbit is and immediately kind of get their mission, right?
Yeah.
Nothing frames the thing better than like telling the players right out of the gate what to expect. And then they have to find it, right? He can say, whatever. Maybe he says, I don't want to leave because they feed me every hour. But they, and then they can, we can set the parameters. I'm gonna try and move it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I transition to?
Yeah, it might get a little wild for a sec.
Should I just do the Nate cam so everyone can watch you do this?
Watch the when things break, they know they can say they saw it live. Oh.
Ooh.
Now.
Ooh, Nate Midrift says Meta Elite. Yes, this harlot.
Let's see.
Let's see. Paul Hostetler suggests putting a stone cottage on the inside. Akira Maximum agrees.
Look at this. Okay.
All right. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna transition.
All right, now, yeah, we can see a thing right there. It's not radically different from the original plan there. This one was this with this, but not to be confused with these other. I was like, castles. This is whoever said they were feeling daunted by castles. Yeah, it's a lot like. it's a little. They're not. It's not as easy as like. I feel like with dungeons, you throw down some dungeon pieces and you can kind of move it around and build a thing, and it looks good. This is like, I don't know. There's a lot of little finagly pre-planning.
So what did you think about putting a stone cottage on the inside? The chat demands to know.
To demand it. You know what I want to. You know what I want to do.
What?
And this is the part where you said, "Tell me what you want, what I really
Oh.
want." Okay.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I want to hoop.
They do it twice, and then he goes, I wanna, really, really, really wanna zig a zig. Ah.
That's basically, I just want to zig a zig it. I'm thinking if we put a cottage in, I want to put it on top of this to give it some character, right? Because I mean, I guess we could put in the courtyard's gonna get cluttered quickly. Like it's gonna be hard to maneuver in terms of like actually playing with it at the table. I feel like it's gonna get really hard to maneuver. It's already gonna be a little tricky to maneuver. But we could stack it on top of this thing to make it like the little, or put a Tudor cottage on there and make it like that's like the villain's little layer on the top. But it would look neat visually. It would be a neat thing to have the cottage with a roof, and it would flow right into it. It would be like a square tower with a fun roof, and a thing. We can try like, I guess actually it wouldn't. If we we could stuff a cottage in there, or stuff a cottage in there. Yeah, a little house. It would look cool. It's not nuts. And hey, what's another $50, $60? While we're just going bonkers. We might as well just go full bonk.
Overboard DM says, you need to sneak in, dress up as a butler, bring a tray of food for Rabbit's hourly meals, and then make a run for it. Except Rabbit may be happy you're locked up. Yeah,
you get there and Rabbit's like, no man, I get food every hour. This is delightful. I'm like,
the Watcher says build a forest inside.
Oh
Let's
boy.
make this a 4K build.
The Necro Keep would be the way to do that. I feel like I want to throw the Castle Siege Defenders in this thing to have just endless streams of troops coming out that you have to fight. But oh man, these trains. All right, so here's what I think. So all right, story-wise, we got because I can clean up a thing from here. Let's do 5 minutes or less.
5-minute rapid speed story?
Yeah, so we need to figure out the villain, played by Amy. What are the fun objectives, right? If you, let's say you're up, you come up on the inside of this castle, you need to find a couple of things or whatever to get Rabbit out. Like what do we need? What are our MacGuffins? What drives the break? The big escape. Is it, obviously keys are a thing, although any rogue worth their salt / mage with a 2nd level spell, maybe there's something, maybe it's a magic, maybe it's, right, there's something harder. It's not just a standard lock. Maybe there's maybe it's a Geas or something, right? He's ensorcelled. Ooh, the ensorcelment elixir. Right, maybe he doesn't want to leave. Right, she said earlier. Right, maybe that's the thing is they can figure out how to open the door, but you have to open Rabbit's mind. Right, how do you get Rabbit to want to leave? And maybe they have to make the antidote or something, or find there's a reason to go check this place out.
They cast suggestion on Rabbit and to get into the pot for stew.
I want to get into the warm pot.
I would like to be in a hot tub, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're just fattening me up for hot tub day. It's really going to be delightful. They're going to have a hot tub party. He's just getting ready for the hot tub party.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Stu. So what if they have to sneak around? Like, because what's fun is, what if there's a guard patrol, there's like regular guard patrol, and they get to do a fun thing where they get to sneak, right? They have to sneak around. There's some stairs in here, some stuff. They have to sneak around to find a couple of things to get while there's like, and maybe it's a patrol of like a lot of, like, they're not hard to kill, but there's there's enough of them that you probably won't be able to take them all in at one round, and then they sound the alarm, and then there's lots and lots of folks. So like it's the threat of like, if this whole place is swarming, you can't get your thing done. You could probably take these guys, they're minion level, right? You just throat chop them, they're down, but you know the thing. So like that would be fun, right? But what are they looking for? What are they?
Outlander 0001 says arcane lock on the prison door requires the party to search each tower for 4 parts of the combination to unlock.
Yep, great. I'm there for that.
Scrolling up. Vertex Artist likes that they infiltrate the food delivery route. The Watcher says Siren lures the party. Paul Hostetler says, I say we fight paladins.
Just a wall of paladins.
Jin Watson says Rabbit's gear is somewhere else. The
Rabbit's
paladin, the Rabbit's gear is somewhere else.
Yeah, you got to get his stuff too, right? He won't leave without his lucky rabbit foot or whatever. He probably doesn't have a lucky rabbit foot other than his own. Yeah, like getting a food thing is a fun gag too, right? Like they get in the kitchen, right? If they go to infiltrate the kitchen, because who doesn't want to dress up as like the butler and roll out the cart and the thing, and the halfling is hiding in the silver dish, because clearly they bring rabbits food like on a silver platter.
Okay. Boop, 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 boop. The door locks and he must jump his rabbity self out of the castle. Or I guess to catapult.
Catapult. We could put a trebuchet.
Let's put the trebuchet in.
In the courtyard, you have to trebuchet out.
That is my favorite thing we sell.
The whole thing they just go into full lockdown. Like the alarm sounds, they go into full lockdown, they have to trebuchet their way out. Or
Jin Watson says, or you have to get some piece of treasure that he had with him before he was willing to leave.
Yeah, definitely have to get his gear. That's a fun one.
Get the gear.
Hunting around to the kitchens and stuff, like trying to find like a way to sneak in is a fun gag. Fighting paladins, can you imagine if you had to fight 50 paladins and they all just roll in with their smite? Like every hit is just like walloping you, because they're like...
I've been thinking about paladins a lot lately, and they're a great class.
Yeah, they're awesome. Paladins are dynamite.
We need a big pot because Hag Aimee is cooking up rabbit stew.
Yeah.
Bowatcher says, find buckets full of carrots, in quotations, oil buckets. Make a way out with the hypnotized rabbit.
Oh, that's funny. You got to lure him out with the food. Where are those buckets? Right, we have all these cauldrons that we can use. Right, so we can do a...
What if Rabbit thinks the prison is really nice, like an aristocrat's room, and the guards are servants, and the gruel he has served is a really nice meal? Yeah,
he's totally ensorcelled, right? He's living his best life. He definitely doesn't want to leave. It definitely is. He loves it here. He's getting geared up for a hot tub party. Like
Overboard DM says Rabbit should be trying to convince the players to stay for the hot tub party.
Yes, definitely. It's a really fun as a DM too. It's a really fun, right? It's a fun role play. It's like the charmed.
DoorDash minions. Rabbit says he is, and I quote, hoppity, and then I don't know if the second word's okay to say on stream.
Uh-oh.
Bastard.
I think you can say bastard.
Hoppity bastard.
Yeah.
Paul Hesteliller says trebuchet.
Trebuchet would be fun.
Lucky rabbit feet, take me away, says Aimee. Rabbit cat hybrid should be made. Super lucky in all of those lives.
It always lands on its lucky feet.
Yes.
Maybe they have to. Maybe there's like a feather fall potion or something to like. So I'm thinking about the trebuchet escape. So the downside is the dismount, right? So you launch yourself out on a trebuchet, which is a great plan and all, but it's the landing.
Yeah.
Right. So, but if you had a, because the villain is an alchemist of sort, or somebody here is an alchemist, right? So there could be some sort of feather fall potion thing. So if you get, everybody has a dose of feather fall and you like launch out, drink your feather fall potion, then have a nice way down. Although how does the last person launch? I guess you could load yourself into the trebuchet. You can't load the whole party into the trebuchet, right? / how many people does it take to load a trebuchet and it's slow? Okay.
Meta elites. Oh wait.
Potion of Demution and Potion of Featherfall. So you shrink everybody down so that they're tiny. Load everybody in the trebuchet, pull the thing, then drink your Featherfall. And they can't even see, like, you're so small they're getting launched out, so it's like buckshot.
Meta Elite says, I think climbing out of fountain, he tells the party from the window that Aimee has been planning to cook him for the Easter feast ritual, and he is so glad they have come to join them. Then they have to find the spell book to break the curse, find his stuff, and then find a way to escape.
Yep. All the while evading the patrols, right? There's going to be patrols going on a pretty regular pattern, and we have some neat doors they can go in, and they can hang out here, and then like there's you have some nice checkpoints, and they go from here back around or something, and so it can be like a regular rhythm, so they can have a fun like that would be fun. I would want to do that as a player, like figure out how to sneak around and avoid being seen. Plus, we got to
Paul Hostetler says, how about a girl rabbit won't leave without his potential mate? The bad guy could be a girl rabbit sorceress. And it's Easter, which is the holiday of fertility or whatever.
Yeah. So the she-rabbit. She's going to boil his bunny.
Boil his bunny.
The hot tub party. We just like... I think there's something... We got a thing here. We got to put a fountain.
That puts us a little bit over 5 minutes. So we're at 4:06.
Okay,
get out of here.
Call and think. Yes.
All right.
All right, well, I think this is a... Go to the overhead one last time so we see the outline. I think people get a sense of... This is pretty neat. It's like a 2-foot... It's going to barely fit on 2 foot by 2 foot terrain. Yes, this is 1 foot, 2 foot. Yeah, so it's a 2 foot by 2 foot square. It's like a thing. And we didn't use the corner battlements. We didn't use the full ramparts that's turning into a thing. So I think it'll be, depending on the terrain trays and the thing, if we add any more accessories, whatever, it'll be under 2K. So we got that. Would anybody buy this for say it's $1,800 with, we still have to put the topper on here, put the buttresses in, put down some terrain tray pavings, and put in the LED fountain and whatnot. Would anybody buy this? Like, are we going to make it? I mean, not that it matters if anybody buys it or not. Like, it's mostly just for the fun of showing people how to do it and having the fun of building it.
Meta Elite says they would buy it right now.
All right.
Outlander 0001 says thinking about it. Okay. Paul Hostetler says yes.
So we got two and a half. That's all right.
2.5.
That's enough. I was like, I would be surprised if we sold more than 2. So that's already a good sign.
Foregone, cool. Seriously considering it. Yes. Okay.
What else would put it over the top? Does a trebuchet add value? Does the catapult add value? Do castle defenders add value?
I think that the good gift certificate, good gift card you're going to get in this.
$200 gift card, does that add value?
Approximately. We cannot commit to a $200 gift card.
Yeah, I know, I'm making it up.
You can say whatever you want. I'm over here.
It's true.
I'm the asterisk.
I almost drank...
Defenders would be great for meta. Catapult puts Aimee over. I
looked over and I just saw a beer bottle. I was like, this is a cider, and I wanted to drink the Hellgate, but it turns out it's not a... Water.
If we had a rabbit included in the build.
Well, there's only one rabbit. I like that rabbit.
Okay. Well, we're going to get out of here. Tune in tomorrow for we're going to be talking about the game and then Castles, the Castles retrospective. So if you have thoughts, comments, concerns about Castles, or just questions you've always had, bring them to the stream tomorrow. That's 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then on Thursday, we have the usual Hamster Hobby Hang at 6 p.m. Eastern. There's those 2 Kickstarters we shouted out at the beginning that you guys should check out. It's Ghost Tiny Fine Paintbrushes and the Magical Draft of Malice. And then always follow us on all the social media channels so you can stay up to date. We're everywhere.
What are our social media channels?
Yes, Facebook.
Oh, they're on the bottom. They're on the bottom.
They are on the bottom, yes.
Look at that.
And then you can join our Discord. I will put that in the chat.
You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Nate Taylor. And Selena's at literally Selena, right?
Yes. Although I don't post much gaming content.
Mostly gay Ming content?
Mostly gay Ming content. And I also have my own
gay.
Twitch stream. I'm streaming tonight at 9 Eastern. I'm reading you books. Tonight we're reading The Strange and Mysterious Study of Dr. Sex. It's a Return to the Locked Tomb series.
Woo!
All right. That's all.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah, bye.
Have a good day.